the Seville Library, and I'm going to talk to you today about some snacks, some super easy snacks to make, but are tasty also. So, do you ever find yourself at 3 o'clock thinking, man, I wish I just had something little to snack on? Well, that's what we're here today, to come up with some of those simple little things that you can change up a little bit and have a little bit of fun with, but also it'll tide you over till dinner time anyway. Well, I'm going to start with the one that most of you know. Piece of celery, you've washed it and it's been cut. You add a little peanut butter on it for like a filling. And then it's usually raisins that you put on top. They call it ants on a log because it kind of looks like a log with ants sitting on it. Well, I'm going to take that same concept and tell you there's other things you can do if you don't really care for raisins or if peanut butter isn't good for you. So I did bring, you're always going to need the celery, but you can think of other fillings. So I did bring peanut butter today. That's a perfect one. I also brought Nutella. Everybody likes that chocolatey feeling. And I also brought caramel dip. Now this isn't the same caramel that you put on ice cream because that's very runny. You need something that's more buttery. So this is solid like a peanut butter is. So, but it's caramel. Works perfectly. So I cut up my celery here and I put some of each on different ones. So some ideas for you. If you like salty, so instead of raisins, I just use these little tiny pretzels and I lined them up and they're kind of cute. So you can either eat them separately or you can crunch down on the whole thing. You can treat the peanut butter like a dip and just dip it out of there. But I use pretzels. For those of you who like salt, also, I use the little goldfish. I like the colored ones because they just make it a little interesting. It looks like the goldfish are swimming there in the peanut butter. But again, use the peanut butter as a dip, or just take one bite of the whole thing. So that's two ideas. If you like fruit, if you like sweet things, I use the caramel and then I put some grapes on top. Easy. If you don't have red grapes and you like green grapes better, that works too. Either one is fine. You could try blueberries, any kind of berry, any kind of small fruit. You could even take an apple and cut it up into small pieces. You could take a banana and slice it up into small pieces. I did take the strawberry. This one's kind of messy, but I could have cut it up some more. I put that in the Nutella because strawberry and chocolate taste so good together, so I put the strawberries in the Nutella. But you can just let your imagination go. Whatever seems like it would be good, or whatever you have around the house, try it on a piece of celery, a little bit of filler to hold whatever in place, and some kind of topping, and it's your choice. Another thing that I did for you, that you may have done this already at home, but I sliced an apple into small pieces. I covered it in caramel, and again, you can use the ice cream topping. You can also use the more solid caramel, and then I sprinkled granola on it, and the granola adds a little bit of crunch and a little bit of flavor. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. Again, if you have another friend over, nothing better than something like this that's finger food. Easy and fun. Then the thing I discovered, I read someplace that takes some Jello, just plain Jello. And so I started with grape because that was the suggestion they had made. So I put the grape Jello into a little container. Don't do anything else with it. Then I took a red grape, and of course I washed them. And then I just rolled it in the gelatin. And what a shock how flavorful that was. It just enhanced the flavor of the grape already. It's so good. So I thought, well, if it works for grape, would it work for strawberry? So I did the same thing. Here's a strawberry Jello. Here's a strawberry. I cut the strawberry down just a bit because it was kind of big. Again, put some water on it so it holds the powder. And they just kind of look pretty, and they taste delicious. The strawberry doesn't work quite as well, but the taste is still great. So if you have some Jell-O sitting around the house and you have some fruit, see if you don't enjoy the enhanced flavor using the gelatin to cover it. While we're talking about fruit, I have another one here. I've already started it. You may have tried this at home too, frozen banana. So I took a banana, I cut off the top and the bottom, and then I cut it in half, and I put a stick through the middle of it. I put these in the freezer, and I did put tin foil around them just so that kind of protects it from any flavors or anything in there, and it just gives a little protection. After 3 hours, I melted some chocolate chip morsels and just a tiny bit of coconut oil and mixed it together, and then I dipped it in the chocolate, and then of course I dipped it into some sprinkles. And then all that I have to do to make this look special is add a little whipped cream, and maybe a maraschino cherry. You've got a really nice, tasty treat. Looks kind of special, and again, great thing to do with friends. So that's another thing that you can do. The last thing that I'm going to suggest to you today is I did a program for the library a couple of years ago that was really a lot of fun. We called it Will It Waffle. And you may have seen it at your branch, whatever your branch is that you usually go to. You have to be careful with the waffle iron. You have to be old enough that you know it's going to be hot, so you have to be real careful with it. So what you do is, the thing that was a real hit with the young folks that joined me for that was I took Pillsbury Grands, the cinnamon rolls, the bigger cinnamon rolls, and I waffled them. And the nice thing about a waffle iron, because it's so hot and because it kind of thins it out, and it has the ridges that kind of cook down, it cooks really fast. So I cooked one and divided it into 4 equal parts, and put one in each section. So I came out with these little waffle bite-sized cinnamon rolls. Now you can add the frosting that comes with it, or you can make some frosting of your own, but out of one you get 4 little bite-sized bits of cinnamon roll. Or you can put the whole cinnamon roll in. Now the smaller size take maybe 2 minutes. This probably takes about 3 minutes. You'll know when it's done. You'll kind of just check the waffle iron and it's done. And then, you know, the frosting that comes with it, use it. If you don't have enough frosting for making them this way, because this will use more frosting than the regular Grands do, you can always add confectioner sugar, milk, and vanilla and stir it up and use that as your topping. But they're just delicious, and will make a really good treat. So that's it for my part of this. You know, hope we'll see you again, and thanks for stopping in.
Hi everybody, I'm Miss Katie from Seville Library. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make 2 very simple, fun snacks. One of them is going to be an apple mouth, and the other one is going to be fried Cheerios. So we'll start with the very, very simple one, the apple mouth. And all you need is 2 apple slices, some peanut butter, and some mini marshmallows. So let me show you the apple mouth. All you'll need to do is slice 2 apples, put peanut butter on both slices on one side, and then we're going to start making the mouth by putting the mini marshmallows across for the teeth onto the peanut butter, and then you will put the top of the mouth on, and now you've got a mini apple mouth, mini marshmallow apple mouth, and it's very nutritious and good to eat too, and funny looking. Okay, our next, we'll put that aside. And then our next snack is very, very good. It's a fried Cheerios. We've all had Cheerios before, but have you ever had fried Cheerios? So all you need is 4 cups of Cheerios, a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 cup of butter, a 1/4 cup of cinnamon sugar, which I have mixed together here. And let me bring you down here to the stove top. You're gonna start with melting the butter, which I'm doing right now on the stove top. So kids, you'll have to have an adult help you with this, but you can help. Let me get us adjusted here. Okay. So I am currently melting the butter. You're gonna melt it all the way. I have my 4 cups of Cheerios. Once the butter is melted, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit just to make it go faster. See if I can, so you can see, we're gonna keep melting the butter. So you'll pour your 4 cups of Cheerios. You can add, before you put the Cheerios in, you can add your 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to do that right now. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. It's right in there. Okay, and then you'll mix it around with your butter. Butter's almost melted. Okay, we will add our Cheerios. Almost melted butter. Okay, then we will turn it down to about medium heat and add our Cheerios. And make sure you mix them around and coat them all with butter. Some might fly out, that's okay. Coat them all with butter. Once they're coated with butter, you can get your cinnamon sugar and sort of sprinkle it all around. Mix it together, and it's going to basically taste sort of like an elephant ear, if you've ever had an elephant ear at the fair, or a cinnamon and sugar donut, something like that. Okay, so once you got it all in, mix it around evenly until they're all coated. Some might fly out of the pan, that's okay. Okay, and it should look something like this. Now I think they taste a little better after you can take them off the heat. I think they taste a little better after they're room temperature. So I let them cool down. I let them cool down for about ½ hour, and then you can eat them. You can also store them away in a baggie for later. It's a really good snack. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.